Good morning, YouTube gang. It's Mellow DFS coming to you live and direct, here to give you my favorite plays for today's 4-game mini slate. Y'all, hope everybody's having a great morning. Feel free to like the video. Please subscribe if you're new or supporting the channel. Even share the video. I would definitely appreciate it. Also, press that bell icon so you always stay notified for new videos. Let's jump right into it, shall we? Going to the first play at point guard, like Eric Bledsoe here. Now he is 6,300 on FanDuel, 66 on DraftKings, but known as a 245 implied total here. It's going to be a higher scoring game they're predicting, and looking at the pace, is going to be a fast-paced game. 104.7 to New Orleans. They're 103.6 in pace, so it's going to be a great game to definitely watch. As you can see, Pelicans are 28th against opposing point guards. So love this play for Eric Bledsoe here. Also, George Hill is out as well, so something you want to consider here. I feel like you're gonna have a safe floor at like 30 fantasy points, but he could get up to like that 45 in this play. He did have a 45 last time he played against New Orleans, 33, 21 in the last 3 games, but he did have that 57 fantasy point game, but that was without Giannis. But still, you see he could hit that 35 to even 40 mark in this type of plays. You know, it's gonna be a high fast-paced game, so I like this play for Eric Bledsoe. Now we want to go for some savings. Somebody want to look into, I'm thinking about maybe Patty Mills. You know, it's kind of hard to dictate what the coach is going to do, what Pop's going to do, especially with their guards. You know, DeJounte Murray, Patty Mills, even Derek White. It's kind of hard how you're going to rotate them. But Patty Mills, something you're going to consider here, especially on DraftKings at 4K. Something I like here on DraftKings, in my opinion. All right, as you can see, he did have, 26, 26, 21, 35 in the last 4 games. And going against the Lakers, something you want to consider here. All right, as you can see, 101.1 to Lakers 100.2 in pace. So on DraftKings, I like Patty Mills in this play. And this is a nice little spot here where he can give you that 5 times value, even 6 times value, which that's what we want to look into, guys that can give you that 6 times in value and up. So I think Patty Mills, especially on DraftKings, something you could consider. You could look into Monte Morris on FanDuel at 5K. Something you want to consider here, as he had that 41 fantasy point game, and that was within 39 minutes, but that was an overtime game. But nonetheless, still a great spot against Portland, as they're 22nd against opposing point guards. One of those teams that he could go off on. He did have a 29 fantasy point game last game at home against Portland, and that was within 20 minutes. So knowing he got a starting minutes, he could give you that hopefully 30, 35 plus in this play for today. So something you can consider with Monte Morris here at a great matchup. All right, let's look into our shooting guards. Going to the shooting guard side of things, I still like Chris Middleton here, 7,200. All right, some of you can consider 7,300 on DraftKings. It's still a great play. I like this floor with him in this play for today. Like I said, it's a fast-paced game. Something you want to consider here. That 23rd against opposing shooting guards here. He had a 41, 38, 31, 36, 35 in the last 5 against the Pelicans. He has a great floor, as you can see, so he could give you hopefully that 45 if you want to get some upside here. But you never know with the Bucks. But he has great assist correlation also with Giannis. That's another guy I'm looking into as well. So you can load up on the Bucks, which I think is going to be definitely a common play here. It's going to be a high owned play, especially for the Bucks players. So if you want to go and pivot from that, something you want to consider here, it's going to be a low dart play in my opinion. But another guy I'm looking into is Avery Bradley at 3,600 on FanDuel, 33 on DraftKings. He's expected to start into the shooting guard position for today. You're looking at San Antonio, they're 20th overall in defense, so something you want to like here. And also, he has great history against LA, against San Antonio. Against San Antonio, he had 24, 50, 28, 23. So hopefully you get those minutes for today, but that's a low dart play. But going against San Antonio, he has great history against. So something you want to consider here, especially they already looking at a over 10 point spread for LA here. So if they blow him out, Avery could get some more minutes on the court. Something you're going to consider here, knowing that if it's a blowout, something you want to consider with Bradley. All right, something I like there. Let's go to our small forwards. Going to the small forwards, I like both of these bad boys, the 2 top dogs of the slate, man. Even though they got Harden in the mix, but I like these 2 guys only because their matchups is too good. see Giannis, they're going against the Pelicans, 25th against small forwards, defense wise. This game get out of hand, but they both strong teams, fast-paced teams. I just gonna love this game regardless. But he's in a great spot, man. 11,500, still too cheap, knowing that he could get that 55 plus in this play here. He did have an upside of 65 in the last 4 games against them, but he had 65, 71 last 2 games. He's just turning up the flame, man. So I love this play for him in the fast-paced matchup. He already averaging 38% usage on the court. Something we'll consider with Giannis, man, with a 58.1 projected play. Now, LeBron James, you got 10,400. But on DraftKings, he's 10,100. So knowing that all he needs is like 50 fantasy points, it's a game that he could definitely get, especially going against San Antonio. But he's definitely hasn't been hitting value in the last 4 games. 45, 50, 48, 45, 44 in the last 3. He got turned up. But as you can see, his history against San Antonio, 58, 58, 66, 61, 56. So he's going to give you them values, hopefully. But he has great stats against them. Something you want to consider here with LeBron James, those 2 top dogs of the slate. Now let's go for some savings here. All right, we got to look into savings because it's the way it is, especially on a 4-game slate. We got to look into guys that can hopefully differentiate your lines, man. You can have unique lines, especially on a small slate. Something you want to consider here is Carmelo Anthony at 5,600. I love this play, knowing they playing at home. He has great home splits, and also he bought out last time he played Denver at home. He had that 42 fantasy point game. Still got the minutes as well. So something you want to consider here. All right, with Carmelo, I just like him in the 5K range. I really don't target him in the 6K range because you're really chasing them points. But knowing he's 5,600, 55 on DraftKings, and knowing that he gave a 42 fantasy point game first time around this season against them at home, love this play once again. So it's a nice little saving spot here if you can't afford both Giannis and LeBron in your lines. I love Carmelo on both platforms here today. All right, let's go to our next spot at power forward. Going to the power forward side of things, Zion Williamson has been balling. 7,100 on both platforms. Sign me up here. He's already projected a 33 projected play. That also going against Milwaukee, they are 21st against power forwards as well. He's been dominating, man. Even when he missing shots, just him getting his putbacks, he's just all over the court. Already averaging 1.25 fantasy points per minute on the court, averaging 28% usage on the court, dominating, and especially with this high implied total here, sign me up with Zion. Great spot for him today. All right, now another play here is going for another dart play is PJ Tucker. All right, he's 48 on FanDuel, 44 on DraftKings, but still without Capella, they also looking into trades for Capella as well. So that could be a situation, but nonetheless, PJ going against Charlotte. Charlotte's 25th in this position, also 22nd overall defense. And he's going to go against Cody Zeller. Something you want to consider here with PJ is definitely a dart play, but knowing that he's been balling, I think he had 25. I think he had 25 against, I think it was 32 against Utah. I'm not even going to say he's balling, but he wasn't definitely not balling. But he had a 31.5 against Utah. That's something to consider, and knowing he's in a better play. I mean, he did have 12 against the Pelicans, which is crazy. But still, man, 31, 28, 25, 27. That's something you want, man, if you want to go for these low dart plays. Definitely, a lot of people might fade him, so he might be lower owned than expected. So, PJ Tucker, knowing that they're going to need him in the paint, especially with Zeller and Biyombo and stuff like that, and he's getting crazy minutes, man. It's ridiculous how many minutes he's getting, and he's not doing a damn thing, excuse my language, but not doing a damn thing on the court overall. But hopefully he could do some justice in this play. So PJ Tucker is a low dart play. We're gonna look into him. I do like LaMarcus Aldridge, especially on a back-to-back. He's actually had more upside on the second game back-to-back so far this season. He only sat down once in the second game back-to-back, so we got to see if he will sit again. But knowing that he's going against the Lakers, still a great play. He had 41 last time against them. He had 50 last game, so he shows good upside, especially with his price tag is too cheap. $6,900 on FanDuel is too cheap. DraftKings giving us a blessing at 56. Was it 5,900 on DraftKings? Is too cheap. Already projected 36.4 projected play, 5.3 value play. He could give you that 6 times value if he goes off. So LaMarcus Aldridge and DeRozan are 2 guys I love in this play. I don't really trust the guards, but 2 guys I definitely trust on the Spurs is LaMarcus and DeRozan. So those 2 guys, great spots for today against the Lakers. All right, last play at center. All right, going to the center play, like I stated before, Cody Zeller is a great price tag at $4,900 on FanDuel. Now he is 52 on DraftKings, but knowing he's going against PJ Tucker, he gonna ball out against. I don't think it's an issue with PJ, even though he had 24 last game, but that was against Capella. And going against Tucker, he should dominate Tucker. I hope he can give that 30, 35 fantasy point mark here. Hopefully more, but I can see upside at this price tag, in my opinion. Now you want to go from him and go to like a Brook Lopez. Of course, Lopez is going to be a more favorable play, going against the Pelicans. They're going to need a body. They're going to need a body there. And the crazy how last game he went off with 9 blocks. It's going to be hard to come by this time around, but and a great play. Great spot here. He had 21-32, so he shows upside as well. And he's cheaper on DraftKings at $5,300. So sign me up at this play with Brook Lopez. All right, going against the Pelicans, they're 24th against opposing centers. So those are the guys, those are the players I'm looking at so far for the slate, y'all. But like I said, you have to differentiate your lines. You're gonna have to get uncomfortable with these plays, especially with the lower slates, because if you don't, everyone's gonna be sharing the same slates. So you gotta definitely differentiate your lines to cash. But if you like the plays, give a thumbs up. If you have any questions or concerns with your lines, comment below using Draft Dashboard tools and the link in my description. So you want access to my player pool to make those quality lineups, sign up in the link in the description. You have access to the NBA cheat sheet to give you the best plays of the slate without doing research, access to your sleepers and your studs. Click on the watch players, access to your player pool, and you'll see my picks up top. Click that button, watch Mel's DFS picks, either DraftKings or FanDuel. And like I stated before, time and time again, in the lineup optimizer, they also have added a new tool with the GPP and cash selections for your tournaments. A lot of people don't play GPP takedowns, so a lot of people want to build their bankroll using the cash option, because cash option is great with the head-to-head and those the head-to-head and the double ups, man. That's a great way to build your bankroll. And a lot of people gotta understand that it's a trust your process thing, but it's also building up and not always trying to go for those takedowns, but having fun with DFS to actually profit in it. And you'll see, man. Trust me, you'll see. So if you love this video, give it a thumbs up. It's Miller DFS, and y'all stay blessed, and y'all have an amazing day.